It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I wanna turn on this Becky quick. While the average man looking at this act like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5'6". I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want to stop it. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounces. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and die. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. Yeah. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and die. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL. Hey, my family. Profits. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? And make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? And make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? And make profits. That TTG money gang. And making profits. We some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. I hope you all are having a wonderful, fantastic Black Friday. We got to enjoy a nice little half day in the markets. So we got a lot to talk about, a lot to go over. I'm going to give you guys a special live stream here today where we're going to do an open floor Q&A. Let you guys ask me whatever is on your mind. Like we're checking out individual stocks or talk about the markets, whatever it is, questions that you've got, we've got answers, guys. My name is Michael Edward Parnati. I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and head trader at True Trading Group. For those of you that do not know, you better listen up because we are a 2023 Benzinga FinTech Award finalist for Best Data Analysis Tool and are also the fastest growing and highest rated premium online education platform that combines professional and university level courses with premium stock market tools, live workshops, individual mentorship for stocks, options, and crypto. We cover all styles of trading. We do day trading, swing trading, and also even long-term investing. We take that university level curriculum, we combine it with today's top financial tools, which are worth well over $5,000 a year on their own. These are tools like Benzinga Pro's real-time newsfeed, congressional trading data, insider trading, a simulator to let you practice, TradingView's premium charting software, the Trade Idea scanner, unusual options activity, options flow, dark pool data, short data, and so much more. Yes, of course. Yes, of course, you guys get access to all of our courses and all of our trade alerts, which also gives access to all of these things. We set you guys up with everything that you need to have the very best chance of becoming successful for one affordable price for the entire year. You get access to thousands of members, the most educated, helpful, supportive, and successful community of traders that you guys have ever seen. Not to mention the real-time trade alerts from the mods and I that have been able to maintain a cumulative win rate of just around 80%, now going on roughly the last 4 years. Now, if you guys are wondering why you should listen to anything it is that I have to say on these live streams, allow me to introduce myself fully. I did not have to scour through hours of YouTube videos and sit in the back end of Discord rooms. I began my career working at T3 Alpha Fund, my very first job right out of college, where they made me go through an educational training program before they let me touch a dollar of the fund's money. Then you fast forward, 2008 happened, and that was the Great Recession of the stock market crash, but also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. And now I'm the co-founder and head trader of TTG, along with my team of 9 other professional trading mods and an over 30-person staff. We've helped thousands of members from all over the world reach their goals. We actually have members in 115 different countries. We truly are a global community here at TTG. Now, if you're ready to learn trading prop for real, you folks are welcome to the right place. 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday, we go live right here, where myself, other TTG Pro trading mods, and special guests will drop golden nuggets, give you free lessons, analysis, and trade ideas that can help you guys make money. So if you've not yet done so, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, make sure you guys never miss out on any of these live streams, specifically Sunday night. You can set your reminders now at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll be going live right here on this YouTube channel, where I'm going to give you guys my top trade ideas for the week. We'll talk about how much further we think the stock market rally that we saw in the month of November, how much further can it go? Can it last into December and into the Christmas and New Year's and holiday season? We will see. I'll give you guys also top trade ideas. You're going to want to listen to them. I'll tell you why you're going to want to listen to them. Because we're on a little bit of a record-breaking streak right now in True Trading Group. As a matter of fact, we have had 24 triple-digit gains traded, alerted, executed, capitalized on by members and moderators inside of True Trading Group. That's 24 triple-digit gain trade alerts that you could have received either in chat or directly to your cell phone if you can't be in front of your computer when our moderators enter and exit their positions. 24 triple-digit gains, 2 or 3 of which actually ended up being over 300% in the month of November. Now, that's a record for us. October was the previous record. Yes, literally just last month. We had 20 triple-digit gains in October, and we set out. I came on this live stream exactly 3 weeks ago, and I said, listen, that's pretty impressive, right? 20 triple-digit gains in 1 month, that's unheard of. That's not normal. But I said, the market environment we find ourselves in, I expect November to be an absolute gangbusters of a month after the sell-off that we saw in August, September, and October. And it turns out we were dead right with that call. And I came on here on this live stream and I said, hey, listen, I want to break that record. I want to get more than 20 triple-digit gains in the month of November. And here we are, November 24th. And we have exactly 24 triple-digit gains. That's 1 triple-digit gain for every day in the month. That is the type of trading that we've been able to take advantage of inside of True Trading Group. And I don't see this momentum. I don't see this volatility. And I don't see these opportunities really slowing down at all. The rally that we've seen in the market in the month of November is nothing short of incredible. This is one of the largest rallies that I could remember to date in my career, honestly. For the market to go up double digits in a matter of just a couple of weeks is not normal. Typically, the market, if you look at the S&P over the last, 80 years, whatever you want to look at, typically the average return on the S&P for the whole year is around 9%, 10% on average for the whole year. You did that just in the month of November, and we still have a week to go. That's absolutely incredible. What usually would take the markets 12 months, we did it in 3 weeks. I keep saying on these live streams, you've been following my channel for a while, that this is one of the most opportunistic environments and markets that I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't just say that as like a sales tactic on this YouTube channel to get you to pay attention. I'm telling you that because I think this is the information that you need to hear in order to help you guys make money. At the end of the day, that is what we are here to do. That is what members of True Trading Group are able to accomplish. If you don't believe me, just watch this real quick. Members, do me a favor. If you're a member of True Trading Group, type the number 1 if you guys are making money and becoming better traders because of TTG. Just go ahead. Members of True Trading Group, just type the number 1 if you're making money and you guys are becoming better traders with True Trading Group. Just go ahead and type the number 1 in chat right now if you're a member and you guys are making money. If you guys are not members and you're just watching this stream, you're having to pick it up here over the weekend, or you're watching it right now with me live, look this way. Look how many people are typing the number 1. All of these people are no different than you. They've had the exact same excuses you've given yourself. right? Exact same excuses that you've given yourself. They've got full-time jobs. They had small accounts. They had no experience. They've lost money in the market before. If they can do it, so can you. There's no difference between them and you guys. They're not luckier than you. You know, I didn't teach them some special super top secret indicator that I learned on Wall Street that, you know, the professionals don't want you to know. They're just getting a real professional level of education. They have access to professional tools that can help them make better decisions and give them access to more information. And they're part of a community of traders that I think and I consider to be the best damn community of traders that exist out there today. There's no better group of people that I'd rather be trading with day in and day out. And the results speak for themselves. Over, you know, just around an 80% win rate on all of the executions cumulatively. If you bring all the moderators, trade alerts, collectively as a group, just around 80% are going on roughly the last 4 years. And you just saw how many people told you that they're making money and they're becoming better traders with TTG. If they can do it, so can you. And that's the bottom line. So we're going to do things a little bit differently here today with this live stream. It was a very slow day in the markets today. The SPY traded in a 75-cent range, probably the lowest volatility day and the tightest range day of the entire year. I believe I'd have to go back and confirm and double check, but I believe today is the smallest, tightest trading range of the entire year, which is where we didn't even trade $1 from between the high and the low on the SPY. The low of the day on the SPY was 454.75. The high of the day was 455.50. So we traded in a 75-cent range for the entire day, which is expected on Black Friday. It's a half a day. It's the day after Thanksgiving. Most people just take off Friday entirely, and they just have a 3-day weekend. That's what most people do. I didn't make a trade today, so there really wasn't too much action in the overall markets. I will see what the futures look like on Sunday, and we'll go over my top trade ideas at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. So make sure you set your reminders for that. But we're going to do today a little bit differently. You know, when people come on these live streams, a lot of times they say, "Oh, Mike, what do you think about Tesla? Mike, what do you think about AMD? Mike, what do you think about Disney? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? What about this? What about that?" Okay. I understand I can't get to every single party's question while I'm going through my live stream. I'm covering the content that I want to cover. Today, I'm going to give you guys a chance to ask those questions. All right. Today, I'm going to give you guys a chance to ask those questions. So whatever is on your mind, individual stocks, macroeconomics, markets, trading, anything at all. I'll let you guys go ahead and start typing your questions in chat. Ask me anything that's on your mind. Okay. Ask me anything that's on your mind, and I will happily answer your questions to the best of my ability to help you guys out in any way that I can. So everyone, I want you to begin typing your questions in chat right now. We will then grab those questions. We'll throw them on the screen and I'll be happy to answer them. There is no such thing as a stupid question. There's no such thing as a silly question. Asking questions is how you learn. Do not be embarrassed to ask a question. I assure you, if you have a question, there is someone else on this live stream that has a similar question, or if not the same question. So go ahead, type your questions in chat. And let's go ahead and begin that Q&A. You guys want me to pick? All right, I'll pick them out. With a good earnings report, why has NVIDIA dropped? Good question. Two very specific and simple reasons. In their earnings report, yes, they did beat earnings. Yes, they did increase their guidance. But in their earnings report, they specifically said that the restrictions to China has hurt their competitiveness and their advantage, and they do expect to feel that going forward in 2024. They gave concern. They showed concern that they believe that there will be a negative impact from this. And they said if the restrictions get tighter, that it would be even worse. Then today, the stock actually traded lower because they were delaying the launch of their chips that are specifically designed for China. So once those restrictions came out with what type of chips that we are able to sell to China. Once that news came out, NVIDIA started working specifically on a specific type of chip that they could sell into China that would meet the requirements and the restrictions that the U.S. has on selling these chips to China. So they started working, developing chips that fit like within those requirements. It was announced today that they are delaying the launch of those chips. So that also further added to the stock to the downside. So I think that you have a situation where the stock is up so much in such an incredibly short period of time. And even though the stock was at all-time highs going into its earnings print, and even though the earnings were good, there was some concern there about this issue with China. And I think that was just a reason for people to take profit, or people to say, you know what, I already own the stock. I'm not necessarily going to buy more up at this valuation. I'm happy with where I'm at. And that is the reason why you just have this little, it's not a crash. It's not like the stock is cratered after this. It's just a very small pullback. I mean, the stock was 400 a couple of weeks ago. It went to 505. Now it's at 478. It's not like this thing is giving back its entire move. So it's just a very little healthy pullback, but those are the reasons why the stock is traded lower, even though they had really good earnings. Good question, though. What do you think of Tesla going into next week? You know, a lot of people keep asking me about Tesla, and I got to be honest with you. I don't think Tesla's doing anything. The stock is just in a complete consolidation phase. One of the things that you guys have to realize is stocks go through phases. They go through phases of directional momentum, and then they go through phases of consolidation. Right now, Tesla is very plainly in a period of consolidation. I don't see a glaring signal to go long. I don't see a glaring signal to go short. You want to get away from developing a habit where you just trade the same stock every single day. I don't necessarily agree with trading the same stock every single day, because some days the stock is in play and provides great opportunities. Other days the stock is not in play and you'll chop yourself to death and just give back all your profits that you made when the stock actually had its directional momentum, and you'll miss opportunities in other areas of the market. There's always opportunities in this market. Doesn't matter what you trade, small caps, mid caps, large caps, stocks, options, futures, whatever. It doesn't matter. There's opportunity in every single corner of this market. Even crypto is lighting up the board again. Bitcoin with 38K. Like, everything is going crazy. There's opportunities everywhere. So for you to just be like blinders on one stock, like if you've been trading Tesla for the last couple of days, the stock hasn't done anything. It's just been going sideways. So I don't see much here on Tesla. You know, you have support in the mid 220s, right? Very, very, very plain, you know, clear as day. Support down there in the mid 220s, resistance up around in the mid 240s. And you have this $20 range that you can play inside of Tesla. And that's what I would do. I would play the range in Tesla. I would look to get long in the mid 220s. I would look to sell out in the mid 240s or get short in the mid 240s. And everything else in between that is just kind of, you're stuck in the middle and you're stuck in a choppy range. So for me, the stock's been trading in a little bit of a consolidation for the last week and a half. I don't see anything unless there's a news catalyst that can break us out of that consolidation. I think right now, or at least over the last week and a half, there has been way better stocks to trade that have had way better range and momentum. What are the pros and cons of trading indexes? I mean, the pro of trading the indexes, tremendous amount of liquidity. It depends on if you're talking about trading shares of the index or you're trading options of the index. Trading shares of the index, the advantage is diversity. You're never going to be your position is never going to go down 80%. If you buy the QQQ or you buy the SPY or the IWM, you're never going to have a situation where, like AMC, you buy the stock at 50, it goes to $1. You're never going to have a situation like Mullen, you buy the stock at $2.50, it goes to two pennies. You're never going to have a situation where you buy Peloton at 300 and it goes to $7. That'll never happen to you if you're trading the index. That's the pro. The con is you're also not going to get a 200% gain in 1 year like you could NVIDIA or Meta, right? NVIDIA, Meta, these are stocks that have gone up over 100% in 11 months. That'll never happen if you're in the SPY. So it's lower risk reward. It's, you're taking on a lot less risk by owning the indexes rather than owning individual stocks. It's much safer to own it's much safer to own the indexes than it is to own individual stocks. All right. So essentially when you buy the SPY, you essentially have money in 500 different companies because the S&P is 500 different companies. So you're never going to have a situation where you're going to lose 80%. What do you think about Chevron and Exxon? It's funny you just asked me that. We talked about this today inside True Trading Group. Those stocks have what look like, like bottoming out. Look like they're trying to bottom out. These stocks are at major support levels, and oil had been getting pulverized over the last couple of weeks. Oil had been getting hit over the last couple of weeks, and then you had on Wednesday. These stocks gapped down. Chevron, Exxon, Occidental, they all gapped down into some pretty big support levels. And I'll just show you the support levels on my screen. So this is Exxon. Now you guys can see it doesn't take an experienced chartist to see that you have a really big support level down here, right? You guys can all see that. In the low 100s, you have a really nice support level down there. And we dropped down into that on Wednesday. And you see you got this nice reversal candle. You got follow through today. I'm looking for these stocks to establish like a higher low and then look for a bit of a recovery off of these levels on these oil stocks. Oil has been getting hit pretty hard. Nothing goes up or down in straight lines. And I feel like the fact that these stocks are holding key support levels, here, I'll just go back and this is Chevron. Right. So it's like, this is Chevron. I'll just show you this one. So you guys can see the support there, and you can go back here and there's your support there. And then I'll show you Oxy. I'll zoom this in, show you Oxy. And you guys can see again, support. I'm just trying to see if these stocks can bottom themselves out. Like maybe you get a higher low and then you try to push back up to the upside, and Oxy has resistance around 62 and a quarter for resistance there on Oxy. But I think these stocks are ready to bounce soon. They've been getting hit. They've been one of the weaker sectors in the market over the last month. And I actually think that they're kind of gearing up for a bounce off of some major support levels. How far do you see Coinbase going by the end of this year? I don't say not that much further. I honestly don't think it's going that much further. I think maybe you can get into like, let me see, 120s, 130s, maybe. 120s, 130s, maybe before it pulls back. I think maybe you can go another $10 or so and then experience a bit of a pullback. Again, this is a really nice move for Coinbase. It really is. I mean, this is a big breakout day today. Bitcoin over 38K. It's, getting everything. Everyone's getting excited again about crypto. But I think that this area, once you start to get up into like the 120s and 130s, I think that's a big resistance level for Coinbase. So how much further do I think you got? I think you got maybe $10 or so. Before you get like a meaningful pullback. And then you have like, maybe we pull back to like 115, like kind of where you are now. So maybe like push up another $10 and then slowly drift back and then try to establish, I would say you try to establish a new support level, around 110 to 115. So like extend to like 125, 130, pull it back, let 110, 115 establish itself and become a new support level. And if Bitcoin continues, like if Bitcoin breaks above 40K, that's just a catalyst for Coinbase. And then you could see your major level, which I don't think this level is going to be reached this year. But it's a huge level and it's like the mid 150s. I don't think it's got enough juice to get there. But I would say like mid 120s to 130 is a good spot for there to be resistance. And then you get a pullback from there. Okay, guys, type your questions in chat. Don't be shy. Ask away. Are leaning towards shorting SPY or looking for a sell-off this coming month and new year? Has it gone too high? I am looking for a pullback. I am looking for a pullback off this level. I do not think that we're going to break through this level. Now, listen, over the last like 3 days, if you followed my channel, I've been saying for the last like 3 days that I'm looking for a pullback. It hasn't happened yet. We've just kind of just sat here. You can see after this green candle, see this big green candle right here. After this day, I was like, that's it. I'm looking for a pullback. I'm looking for a pullback, but we've just sat here, right? You see, we just sat here. We haven't gone higher. We haven't pulled back. We've literally just done nothing over the last 3 trading days. But I think that is about to come to a bit of an end. I think that this is enough of a resistance level that you guys see here on my screen, that as you push up into this level, you then get a tradable pullback off that area. What could be the catalyst to give you that pullback? If Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales numbers come in light, that could be a catalyst and maybe pull the markets back to make people feel like, oh, the consumer is not spending as much. That could be a catalyst that can pull the markets back to the downside. But I just think that that's enough of a resistance level to give you a pullback off of like the mid to high 450s and then pull it back to like the low 450s. I think you can catch like a $7, $8 pullback at least on the SPY off that level. Is something that I am looking at. And it's actually going to be right at the top of my list for my trade ideas that I have coming on for next week. So I'm looking for that pullback next week. And on Sunday night, I'm going to give you my top ideas, like what stocks I'm looking at, what are the entry prices I'm looking for, and we'll cover that all on Sunday. So again, set your reminders, guys, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, Sunday evening, we'll go over those top trade ideas. So again, folks, type your questions in chat. Don't be shy. Ask away, whatever you guys want to cover. I am here for you. Ask away, folks. You know what's interesting too? Like even though the market has ripped as much as it has in November, the market is still not really overvalued. It's not overpriced. When you look at valuations and you look at your earnings multiples between the SPY, the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the Russell, the Dow and the Russell are trading under their historical multiple. The SPY and the NASDAQ are trading just above their historical multiple, which kind of puts the entire market in a balance. So the S&P and the NASDAQ are slightly above their historical earnings multiples, but the Dow and the Russell are below their historical earnings multiples, which means one of two things. I mean, no, not really just one of two things, but does that mean that the S&P and the NASDAQ take a break and the Russell and the Dow, though the value stocks instead of the growth stocks, the value stocks, as far as in the Dow, do they start to kind of come back into leadership and do they, start to play catch up a little bit? Or does the NASDAQ and the S&P retrace back down to go underneath their historical earnings multiples and sit down there with the Dow and with the Russell? Which one of those two things is going to happen? Do the Russell and the Dow play catch up, or do the S&P and the NASDAQ cool off to the point where they come back down to earth and meet the Dow and the Russell? But you're not as overvalued. Like a lot of people sit there and they talk about, oh, the markets are so overvalued. They're really not. People that are saying that just because they think that the world is going to end. and they're like, oh, inflation, and the market's overvalued. On what? On what metric is the market overvalued? Do you even know what you're saying when you say that? Do you even know what it means for the market to be overvalued or to be undervalued? Do you even know what that actually means when you say that? Or are you just picking those numbers out of thin air? Is that just your way of saying the market is too high and it doesn't make sense to you, so you just say it's overvalued? Because that's what 98% of the people that are screaming that the market's overvalued, that's what 98% of them are basically telling you. That the market's going up and I don't know why, so therefore it's overvalued. It's really not when you look at earnings multiples. Now, you'd have to make the argument that the earnings multiple is too high, that the earnings expectations, not the earnings multiple, that the earnings expectations going into next year are too high. Because based on the earnings expectations that analysts have for next year, the market's not overvalued. But if you were to drop earnings expectations, then yes, the market would be overvalued. So you can't say that the market is overvalued. You would then have to say that earnings expectations next year are too high. Those earnings expectations need to come down. And if earnings expectations come down, then multiples come down. And then your markets, your actually price of equity, prices of stocks actually start to come down. Maybe that could be what happens in the first half of next year, is if the economy starts to slow and consumers take a little bit of a break and people go, oh no, here it comes. Maybe then that could be a catalyst that brings the markets to the downside. But it's not like you're sitting here just because the markets are at 455. It's not like, oh, the markets are just overvalued, because really, from a historical viewpoint, based on earnings multiples in the S&P, in the NASDAQ, in the Dow, in the Russell, they're not overvalued. If you want to make the argument that maybe the earnings expectations for next year are too optimistic, that's a different story. Then you got to make the argument that the earnings expectations need to come down. Mike, if you want to trade futures, where's the best place to do so? Hands down, no question about it, True Trading Group. Hands down, no question about it, True Trading Group. So True Trading Group is actually, we have recently launched a brand new futures program. You have to be an annual member of True Trading Group in order for you to join the futures program. You have to be an annual member of True Trading Group first in order for you to then join the futures program. But we have launched a new futures program at True Trading Group that is led by myself and also Jason Simmons, the professor. And we also have Gio. Gio is a professional trader for over 20 years. He's actually a former market maker. And we also have Dawn, who is our junior mod apprentice. And we are going through and we lead through the futures program. We also have Chris Toner. Again, Chris Toner has been trading options as his sole income for nearly 25 years, trading options and futures for about nearly 25 years. So those are the moderators that make up our futures program. And futures are great. Futures are great for people, especially recently, because if you went back, 10 years ago, you guys, a lot of people were not able to trade futures. The margin requirements to trade futures used to be very, very, very high. A lot of people don't have the type of capital that was required to trade futures. Even if you look back to just a couple of years ago, like Thinkorswim, right? $12,500 in margin requirement per contract of you to trade futures. A lot of people just don't have that kind of capital. So what has changed recently is you have programs like NinjaTrader. NinjaTrader allows you to trade futures with a fraction of the margin requirement. You can actually you can trade futures with just a couple $100s now. You don't need tens of thousands of dollars in order to meet margin requirements. Futures are also great because you avoid the PDT rule. They're great because you avoid time decay. Like when you trade options contracts, you have time decay. A lot of people have gotten hurt because of time decay. When it comes to trading options, you don't have that when it comes to futures. So with futures, it's perfect for people that, especially people that have like small accounts, because now you have even more leverage trading a futures contract than you do trading an option, which means you can start making a lot of money with a very small amount of capital being put up in the beginning, which is the allure of trading options. People are like, oh, I don't have the money to trade a $200 stock, but I have the money to trade a $2 option contract. Well, you can go ahead and you can trade. Okay, you can go ahead and you can trade a a futures contract and, only need a couple $100 in margin requirement. So people that are like, oh, I only want to trade with $200, $300, you can do that now trading futures versus in the past, like the E-minis, like the, /MES instead of /ES is the S&P futures, the regular one. Then you have the minis, which are MES, which are even less. It's like $5 a point per contract versus ES is $50. And it's just become a really great vehicle for people to trade. And I'm happy to be kind of leading the futures program at True Trading Group. And we also have Adam's been working to get real-time futures data on our platform as well. And futures data is extremely expensive. Anyone here that trades futures, you guys know how expensive futures data can be. And we've got that on the platform and bringing it, implementing and integrating it onto the TG platform at no additional cost to the members to pay for that data. But you do have to become part of the futures program in order to get access to it. No, I have not. Have you started your 2024 watch list? No, I have not. At the end of every year, I publish a market outlook report for members of True Trading Group. I tell people exactly what I think the market's going to do the following year. I tell them which sectors I think are going to perform well, and then I give them individual stocks within those sectors that I like that I'm buying myself. It's become kind of something that a lot of our members really look forward to at the end of the year. And it's a lot of fun. It is something that I only share with members of True Trading Group. Like last year, it was like a 16-page report, my thoughts on the whole market, my thoughts on individual sectors and stocks. And I'm happy to say that stocks like Meta, Nvidia, these are stocks that were on that list. And you can see those are two of the biggest gaining stocks in the entire market. I also talked about uranium. Uranium was one of my top picks for this year. That has done extremely well. BWXT was one of the stocks that we talked about in there. This is the uranium ETF. You can see this thing has just been rocking all year. Actually made brand new 52-week highs today as we're doing that. And then BWXT also, this is another one. So just, so a couple of, I didn't have all, if I probably gave, 15 or 20 different stocks, maybe, I probably hit on like 75% of them, but the ones that hit were huge. You're talking Meta and Nvidia up over 100, Nvidia 200%, Meta 130%, whatever it is, just in 1 year. So we're going to be doing that again. I usually publish that either the last week of December or the first week of January, just depending on, what I got going on. But I will be doing that again for members of True Trading Group this year, as always. What do you think of Unity stock? Now bullish or bearish? Haven't looked at this thing in a little while. I actually think it's a little bit bullish right now. I actually think it's kind of bullish right now. I look at this as a reversal signal. So I want to show you guys the previous all-time low, or that actually is your all-time low. There it is, right? You had earnings on Unity a couple of weeks ago, and it gapped down on the bad earnings. And you can see on that gap down, it completely reversed and went green and back above. I think it's safe now. If you like Unity, I would say now you look to, you try to long it somewhere in here, and you try to get now a higher low and look for the stock to then start to try and recover. So I actually think that the action that you saw after their earnings there in the very early days, the couple early days there in November, a couple of weeks ago, I think that's a bullish sign, and that's a potential reversal, and that's a potential double bottom at that all-time low. Now, what confirms that double bottom is if you can make a higher low and then make a new cycle high, which the current cycle high is around $30. But if you can make a higher low, maybe find support in like 26, 27, and then start to move upside, stock has room to like $40. Interest rate hike is still possible. There are mixed signals as far as I can follow. I don't think so. I don't think an interest rate hike is, I mean, of course it's possible, right? Of course it's possible. I don't think it's likely. I think the Fed desperately wants to be done. I don't think the Fed wants to raise interest rates any further. They will if they have to, but you would have to start to see inflation start ticking back up again. I think the Fed is going to be on pause now for the foreseeable future. I think that they are done. If I was a gambling man, I would say no more rate hikes. If they do have to raise rates again, it's not good. The markets would absolutely hate it. The markets would go down, and they would go down probably for 2 to 3 weeks. It wouldn't be like, oh, we're going to go down one day. The markets would probably go down for, you probably have like a monthly decline like you had in like August or September, where the market's just like lower, bounce back, lower, as sentiment would really change. Right now, the market has rallied in the whole month of November because the market believes there's no more rate hikes coming. So the market has priced in a 1% chance, 1% chance of another rate hike. So that's why the markets have rallied. The markets don't think the Fed is going to raise rates again. So if they do, the market's going to hate that because we're priced right now for no more hikes. So if there is another rate hike, my opinion, get short, hold it for 2 to 3 weeks. From a technology point of view and market share, I feel like ARM should be around the AMD price. ARM is making a lot of microprocessors no other major comp makes. It saw IPO price. What do you think? Okay. First thing that I will say to you is when you're saying price, do not refer to share price. Share price is meaningless. It's market cap that matters. So just because you have AMD, I don't know what the market cap is of ARM, but just because AMD is at $122 does not necessarily mean that AMD is worth more than a company or a stock that's trading at $60. You can have a stock trade at $60 and the company could be worth more than the stock that's trading at $122. It's based on market cap. Market cap is the price of your stock multiplied by the total amount of shares outstanding. So you can, just because share price is the same does not mean company value is the same. Very, very, very important that you guys understand that. You can have a stock could be $30 and it's like, okay, I'll just example. Apple is $190 a share. Okay. Tesla is $235 a share. Apple is a much larger company than Tesla. Much larger. Okay. So, you take a look around, like Palo Alto, $266 a share, right? Alphabet, $137 a share. Alphabet is a much larger company, right? So I don't know off the top of my head what the market cap is of ARM. I do like ARM to continue higher. That's a clean breakout this week. Watch for pullbacks on that stock to get long and look for it. I think that stock makes new all-time highs soon. I don't think $69 is the 60. What is it? 69? Yeah, $69 is the all-time high. I don't think that number is safe. I think you are in the next couple of days, maybe even we get up and start to test 69 and then pull back off of it, consolidate, flag for a week or two, and then look for that thing to break out and run up into the mid 70s. You guys are asking some great questions. I'm curious, real quick, guys. I'm curious how many people are on this live stream right now that are not members of True Trading Group. Can you guys just do me a favor and type TTG if you're on this live stream and you're not a member? I know it's Friday. You guys are there's probably not too many people that are on here. It's a few hundred people that are watching us live. We usually have over 1,000. It's a little bit of a light day, obviously, with the half day and everyone's hung over from Thanksgiving. But if you're not a member, just go ahead and type TTG, please. All right, what I want to do for those of you that are not members of True Trading Group, let me tell you guys real quick how you guys can join our platform, because I want to make sure you guys are aware of our Black Friday sale. All right, you have our Black Friday sale that's been running here today, and you guys have through over the weekend to go to ttgoffer.com and then use the coupon code TTG121. Click apply code. The price will then drop all the way down to just $1,024 for the entire year. The membership that you're trading is normally $2,212 for the year. But with that coupon code for our sale this weekend, you can get a 53% discount, which drops the price down to just $1,024. Every single thing that you see on ttgoffer.com, every single thing that you see is included in your membership. Every single item on ttgoffer.com is included with your membership. You do not need to pay an extra $1 for anything that's on that page. Okay? You will also be getting a brand new free laptop as part of the Black Friday sale. It's a brand new Windows laptop, Microsoft 365 included. It's totally free. We ship anywhere in the world. We cover the shipping. We have members in 115 countries. As long as you live on planet Earth, we'll get you guys that laptop. Have no fear. Be on the lookout for our welcome email after you join, because you don't have to enter your address to get the laptop. You're going to get a welcome email with instructions how to claim that free laptop. So be on the lookout for the welcome email after you guys join. Everything on that page is included. You got our entire 23 course curriculum, which is a simplified and expanded upon version of what I learned working at the fund in New York, right? You've got Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed, congressional trading data, insider trading. That stuff alone is over $1,000. If you go to Benzinga directly, it's included when you join us for 1024. You've got TradingView's premium charting software, a simulator that lets you practice trading with fake money but real-time data. The trade idea scanner streams on our platform for you to use. You've got unusual options activity, dark pool data, options flow, short data. Some of you guys may pay for that data already. It's very expensive. You don't have to pay for it anymore when you guys become a member of True Trading Group. You've got our own proprietary scanner, lets you create custom scans. You got a trading journal that tracks your trades for you, a social sentiment scanner to let you guys know what stocks are being talked about most on social media. All of our AI trading tools and our AI trading assistants, all of it's included, guys. You don't have to pay $1 extra for any of that stuff. You pay the $1024 for the whole year and you get access to it. And you get the free laptop. I also throw in a double your money back guarantee. It's quite simple how it works. You join for $1024 now. Go through our courses, pass our quizzes, attend the study group. If you're unable to make enough winning trades to equal what you paid for the membership, $1,024. If you can't do that at least one time, we're going to give you back double your money, $2,048. Our refund policy is right there on the checkout page in black and white. Go read it. Yes, it's real. I can offer you double your money back because our refund rate is less than 2.5%. Our retention rate amongst members is 78%. And we're 5-star rated on Trustpilot with over 2,400 reviews. So based on all of those numbers and all that information, that's how I'm able to offer you guys double your money back. If our refund rate was 15%, I wouldn't be able to offer you double your money back. Wouldn't mathematically be possible. But since it's less than 2.5, I certainly can. So go to ttgoffer.com, use that coupon code, TTG121. Remember, you got that free laptop that you see right there in the checkout cart. We cover the shipping. We ship anywhere in the world. And you've got the double your money back guarantee. If you have any questions about the membership, or if you're having a hard time signing up for whatever the reason, text the phone number that is at the bottom of the screen now, 1-888-306-8783. Again, that phone number is 1-888-306-8783. Text that number, and we'll help you guys out, answer any questions that you have, get you guys situated. Also, if you used to be a member or a trial member, or you're currently a trial member and you want this deal, you have to text that number so we can whitelist your email address to give you the discounted coupon code of TTG121 for the Black Friday sale. So if you guys want the laptop, the 53% off, the double your money back guarantee, make sure you text that number or just go to ttgoffer.com and use the coupon code TTG121. Click apply code, price drops down to $1024. That's it for the entire year. You guys get access to everything that I just said and everything that's on that page. All right. Any other questions? Snow Wolves says, for the 15% who are not already members, listen up. Join, learn, trade, and profit. It's that simple. I did 4 years ago, and I will never, ever leave. How many members are on this live stream right now that are either a lifetime member or you've been a member for longer than 1 year? Type the number 2. Type the number 2 if you are a member for more than a year or you're a lifetime member. Now, listen, guys, if you're watching this live stream and you're not part of our community, I want you to count how many people you see that have been here for longer than a year, and I want you to ask yourself why. Why would these people stay if they didn't find value in what they're doing and the time and the money that they spend on True Trading Group? If they weren't having success, why would they still be here? Would you still be here? Like if you joined True Trading Group today, and then by Thanksgiving of next year, you had no success whatsoever. Are you going to stay? Are you going to renew your membership? Of course not. You're going to say the hell with these guys. The guy in the Yankee hat was totally full of crap. Right? So ask yourself, why are these people all still here? On Black Friday, nonetheless, when the markets have been closed for over 2 hours. Ask yourself that question. Memphis Street Doc goes, my husband just joined because he saw my success. I love that. My boy Jay says 2 to 3 years. I'm a lifetime member. I'm never leaving. I love it. Absolutely love it. Any other questions, guys? Like I said, we're doing things a little bit differently today. It's an open floor blanket Q&A session for you guys on Black Friday. And our THD members, in case you guys miss it, we've got our own Black Friday sales going on internally for members of True Trading Group, which is a lot of really, really, really great deals for annual members and lifetime members. So if you guys have not, were not in chat earlier today when we were going through that, make sure you also send a text message and make sure you're being a lookout. Check your emails over the weekend. Adam's going to be sending a bunch of stuff out to you guys for the internal stuff that we have going on for Black Friday. What do you find most difficult for you when trading? It's a really good question. That's a really good question. For me, I'd say maybe just like for me personally, is staying focused. You guys have to realize that, we have 10,000 members in True Trading Group. I have thousands of members that are in our chat room at any point during the day. People sending me messages, asking me questions. For me, I'd say probably just like staying focused and being able to process the incredible amount of information that I have to process with all the different stocks and futures and options and everything that's going on, everything that's moving, and answer as many questions as I possibly can. I'd say for me, it's just staying focused and just being able to balance all of that. I would say it would probably be the most difficult thing for me. For me, it's the trading part is not really difficult. My trading is very robotic. It's this is the setup that I like. Enter the trade, stop loss, take profits, and you let the trade work itself through. I'm a very emotionless trader, and that's what you really have to do. You have to become disciplined enough to be able to control all of your emotions. When traders really struggle the most is because they make decisions emotionally. They make decisions based on money. They make decisions based on fear, on greed. And those are always going to lead you down the wrong path. When you can start trading more robotically and without emotion, that's when you're going to really do the best. And follow your game plans, not get shaken out of positions and not, skip profit targets because you think it's going to go further. I mean, you can start trading without emotion. You can stick to a very methodical game plan. Trading really, the trading part really isn't that hard. Once someone shows you a chart, this is what you're looking for. When someone teaches you, this is what a good setup looks like. Trading is not predicting the future. It's about pattern recognition and probability. So when you see a specific setup, you know that with 75% probability, when this setup forms, the stock does this afterwards. And you put yourself in that position and let the trade work itself through. And if it's right, it's right. If it's not, it's not. You stop out, you take a small loss, you move on. If you're right, you follow your targets, you stick to your targets. When the stock reaches those targets, you take profit until you have no more shares left or you have no more contracts left. And that's what trading really is all about. But you can't do that if you're trading off of emotion rather than a strategic game plan. You can't do that if you're trading, if you're not able to do that if you are trading off of emotions. That's a really good question, though. A very good question. Are you a member? Darshan, are you a member or no? I don't think you're a member. If you are, Darshan said game. I don't know what that means. Oh, you are a member? Okay, cool. I just don't recognize your username on YouTube. I feel like I don't know if I've ever seen your username on YouTube before. That's why I was curious. Oh, your art? Oh, nice, man. Okay. Your Art Vandalay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I just didn't recognize your username on YouTube. But obviously now you said your Art Van. Now I know your username in True Trading Group. I just didn't recognize it on YouTube. Any other questions, folks, before we wrap things up? Thoughts on Enphase? Let's go look at Enphase. I think Enphase has more room, but I'm going to short the crap out of this thing once it gets to like 114, 112. I'm going to short it there. I'll tell you that right now. Write that one down. Enphase has been recovering over the last couple of weeks because interest rates have come down. Solar stocks and clean energy stocks are very interest rate sensitive. And that is because they are typically they're higher debt companies. And they rely pretty heavily on debt for operations and for growth and et cetera. And as interest rates were flying, the 10-year going all the way to 5%, these stocks got obliterated, right? These stocks just got absolutely obliterated. Not to mention the earnings that these companies have had were atrocious. I mean, they had some of the worst earnings that I've seen in a while. SEDG was probably the worst that I've seen. 2 quarters in a row of just horrific earnings. 2 quarters in a row. So this big gap down was horrific earnings. This big gap down was horrific earnings. I mean, they were just a complete and utter disappointment for 2 quarters in a row. And that, Enphase was not much different, right? Gap down on Enphase on their last earnings, gap down on Enphase on their last earnings. I mean, it's just a disaster. Kind of feels like now the stock has kind of flushed itself out. It flushed itself out. And I feel like people that wanted to sell have already sold. Interest rates have come down a lot. 10-year back to 4.3, 4.4 off the 5% top. You're getting this move higher now in the stock. If interest rates, for whatever the reason, really turn around and start to rally back to the upside, then forget it. The stock goes right back to $85. But I don't really see a catalyst for interest rates to shoot back up like that aggressively. So I do think that you could have the possibility of like a little bit more upside on Enphase. But once you get up here towards like above 110 and under 115, then I'm going to short it. And I'm going to short it because of this level. That's gap fill from earnings. That's previous support. And as you go back further, that's double bottom support there in January and February of 2022. And there's beautiful support there in May of 2021. And then here was previous all-time high in 2020. right? So now you guys can see the severity of this level, just an absolute huge level for end phase. So if and when end phase gets back to that level, right? You know what? I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to set a price alert. I'm going to set a price alert for 110. All right, so now I'll be notified when, if and when end phase gets to 110, because if and when it gets there, I'm going to start to look for structuring a short trade just off that level, and we'll try to get a pullback from 113, 114. We'll try to get a pullback back to 105. Okay. Next question. I got a question. What am I supposed to do with all this money? You invest it, man. You invest it. Listen, that's the thing, right? You trade to generate income. You invest to build wealth. So trade generates income. Trading generates income. You take that income, you then invest it. Then your investing is what builds wealth. So I would say that, listen, I do think that we're going to get an investable pullback in the market over the next few months. Not right now, but I do think you're going to get an investable pullback in the markets over the next several months. If you guys listen, you've been following my live streams for a while. Let's not forget, I did a live stream in October when the SPY was right here. Okay, when the SPY was right there, we did a live stream, and I had said to you that if you are, or was it the first week of October? I forgot. The price was the same. The SPY was at 420. I don't remember if it was this week or this week, but the price was the same. And I had said to people, I said, listen, if you did not invest anything last year, we did a lot in True Trading Group. So members in True Trading Group, we bought in our long-term portfolios here and here last year, right? When the SPY was 360, we put a big chunk and we were buying up a lot of different things in June of last year. So I still have some cash on the sideline that I want to get into the markets that I didn't get in last year. My last and final entry was actually going to be right down here, which you can see we never quite got to. So I never got that last chunk of money in, but I got two chunks in here, with the second one being much larger than the first. I'm very glad and happy that we did. But what I'm thinking about, or what I said to people about a month and a half ago, was if you didn't do that, if you missed everything last year because you thought there was going to be a Great Depression, because that's what all the people on Twitter and Reddit and YouTube, they all said the world was ending. And now those people are extremely quiet right now because they have nothing else to say. If you didn't get anything in last year, I said right here is a good spot to start. Now, I already had gotten a lot in last year, so I didn't add anything specifically in my long-term portfolio there. But I said, if you didn't get anything in, that's a good place to start. And then if you get a pullback into the 380s or so, I think that's a great place to be buying in the 380s. And if we do see 380s next year at some point, which I do think we will, then you're gonna see me get that last chunk of cash back into the markets. And members of True Trading Group, you guys will all know, what stocks that money goes into. Just like you knew what stocks the money went into last year, you'll know again what stocks it goes into this year, or next year rather. Yes, I do, Lisa. Lisa says, do you still think Snow is a good long-term hold? I do. I really like Snowflake. I own Snowflake from 116, 117. I actually almost damn near bottom ticked this thing, guys. I literally bought this stock right there in the long-term portfolio. It's actually pretty crazy. I didn't know that was going to be the bottom like that. I mean, a little bit of luck there, I guess, but that was when I stepped in and I bought Snowflake in my long-term portfolio. I want more. I don't own nearly enough from what I want to own in Snowflake. But this is a very volatile stock. And I think that it's very possible you can see another 20% decline, 30% decline in the stock. I mean, the company is still young. It's still very volatile. I like this for like a true long-term hold. I'm talking like a 3, 5, 7, 10-year hold. I think this is a $500 stock. But years from now, I like the company. I like their products. I like their services. I like their CEO. And I'm looking for any pullback. I think the stock's going to make a new all-time low. Like if the market experiences another significant pullback, I think that this stock can make a new all-time low and break back underneath 120. And if this thing gets anywhere near like 100 or 90 or 80, I'm buying a chunk in my long-term portfolio. I'm just going to have it sit there. Right now, I own it from like 116 or 117. I forgot the exact price, but I still think it's a good long-term hold. It's underperformed this year. It's basically just traded sideways for the last year and a half. You can see on the chart, like it's literally just kind of gone sideways, right? It really hasn't had nothing's been going on here. It's been going sideways. It's been a great stock to trade, like 185 to 140 to 170, but like from a long-term investor standpoint, really hasn't done much from a long-term investment standpoint. But I do think that within the next several years that this stock, finds its ground and finds its footing. And if it doesn't, then, I'm going to lose money because I like it and I own it in my long term. I would like to own more. I'm just trying to get it at cheaper prices. Yeah, Lisa, no, my pleasure. My pleasure. All right, folks. I think that pretty much wraps it up. You guys asked some really great questions. I really enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoyed the Q&A session. It's switch it up a little bit on this Friday. It was a slow day in the markets. I didn't make a trade today, so there's really not much for me to discuss trading wise. Figured it was a great opportunity to answer your questions and talk about what you guys wanted to talk about rather than me picking the topics. I figured I'd let you guys pick the topics. I hope you guys really enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. Do not forget Sunday evening at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We're going live. I'm giving you my top trade ideas. So make sure that you tune in. We're also giving away a bunch of prizes on Sunday. So make sure that you tune in live. Set your reminders now. What I'll do now is if you're not interested in the membership, just sign off. I'm done with the questions. I'm done with the analysis. I'm done with the education. If you are interested in the membership, I'll actually show you what the membership gets you. Right? This way you can see what your $1,024 will get you for the entire year because it is an all-inclusive membership. And when you go to ttgoffer.com, every single thing you see on that page is included in your membership. You just have to use the coupon code TTG121. You have to manually type that in, click apply code. The price will then drop down to $1024. You'll get the free laptop. We ship anywhere in the world. We cover shipping. It's yours. It's our gift to you. So I'll show you what the platform looks like. That's our chat room where the mods and I share our screen. We're live on the mic. We're calling out trades, answering questions. You got the mobile app that sends you real-time push notifications if you can't be in front of your computer. You got 2 private study group sessions with our mods to speed up your learning curve. Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed, breaking news right inside of chat. Congressional trading data to track trades by Congress. Insider trading to track trades by management teams. You got TradingView's premium charting software. The Trade Ideas scanner streams on our platform for you to use. A simulator that lets you guys practice trading with fake money but real-time data. Our own proprietary scanner lets you create custom scans. Dark pool data, unusual options activity, options flow, short data, all included. You don't have to pay extra for any of this stuff. A trading journal that tracks your trades for you and breaks it down to the numbers and statistics. A social sentiment scanner tells you what stocks are being talked about most on social media. analyst ratings on any stock that you're interested in, and of course, our watch list. The moderators and I give you guys watch lists each morning with the stocks we're focused on with entries and exit points. So you know exactly where to focus your attention before the day even begins. Then you've got our courses, which are a simplified and expanded upon version of what I learned working at the fund, beginner courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, futures, you name it. We've got it all there for you guys when you join True Trading Group. You'll also get our video library, about 1,000 hours of workshops covering different topics. And then you can start attending these workshops live once you guys become full-time members. Listen, I can't guarantee you're going to be successful just by joining True Trading Group, but what I can guarantee is if you do join, go through our courses, pass our quizzes, attend one study group, and actually use the platform. Don't sign on to our website 8 times all year and be like, hey, I didn't make any money, right? Use the platform, do those things. And if you are unable to make enough winning trades to equal the $1,024 that you paid for the membership, if you can't do that at least one time, then we are going to give you back double your money. That's $2,048 that you can keep that free laptop. That's the deal when you join TTG. That's how much we believe in the product that we've created and its ability to help you guys reach your goals. I don't think you need it, but it's there for peace of mind and to hold us accountable. I can offer you that because our refund rate as a company is less than 2.5%. Our retention rate is around 78%. And we are 5-star rated on Trustpilot with over 2,400 reviews. Go check them out. Go see what your peers and our members have to say about the program and about the community. Go to ttgoffer.com, use the coupon code TTG121, click apply code. That price drops down to that $1,024, 53% off. You guys check out, you're good to go. As long as you see a laptop, that's how you know you're getting one. Again, we cover shipping. If you have any questions or you're having a hard time signing up, you just have to send us a text message to 1-888-306-8783. Thanks for tuning in tonight, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'll see you guys all on Sunday. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Take care, my THD fam. Enjoy. See you all back at 8:30 p.m. Eastern live Sunday evening.